gentlemen, welcome to Third Down Thursdays. I am partying like it's 2003. Got my collar popped, got these big old glasses on. We ready, baby. We ready. That's MJ. I'm Coach Bruce. We got our executive producer in the background, Connor Davis, ready to go. Hey, 2 hours, baby. You guys ready to handle 2 hours of us talking? Let's get it.
MJ, that's a lot of us. I'm doing fantastic. I got off work roughly 40 minutes ago, rushed home, and I'm ready to roll. 2 hours for the first time. I know that we have a lot to talk about, a lot to kind of reveal to everybody who's watching us for the first time in a week. We've got a lot going on around here, Coach Bruce, so I'll let you, discuss your day before we, really get into business.
I'm cool with that.
The day was very boring, but I've mostly been focusing on this.
Us.
So there's not much. There's not much going on for me.
All right, we'll remove the sunglasses. We don't wear the sunglasses on the inside unless we want to hype it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, though, ladies and gentlemen, I'm absolutely pumped right now. I had to send a shout out real quick to everybody a part of the TDT media brand. We've grown significantly. All right. So how am I? I'm feeling absolutely amazing. All right. So MJ and I have decided to expand significantly on what we've been working on, and we've been blessed to have multiple people that are supporting us. I want to give a quick shout out to Cy and to Jackson for hosting the Monday Beer versus Ivy show, guys. This is good baseball knowledge, good baseball content. One's a Cardinals fan, one's a Cubs fan, hence the premise of that name. Shout out to those guys real quick, Cy and Jackson. On Tuesdays, we got Nate Ness and our executive producer. Jump in here, Connor. Jump on in here real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
that's our boy. That's our guy right here, Connor Davis. This guy's been tearing it up in the background. Hey, I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's a reason why he has that title, executive producer. So he's been phenomenal. He's been talking to us in our ears, been sending us like messages on the side, being like, "Hey, what time is this going? Hey, shut the hell up, Bruce. This is what's going on right now. Let's run this." So real quick, shout out to you guys, you and Nate, for a great show.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Connor. Appreciate you. And Wednesdays now, guys, we got the awesome Mackenzie Alexander hosting her show and getting some up and coming talent. They both debuted on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. It's been fun stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, MJ, it has been an absolute whirlwind. And I got a text from you last night around 12:45 this morning, and I'm sure you didn't think that I was going to respond, but. Nope. I did, and my response was, "Why am I still up?
Why am I still up?" Like, let me just give context to everybody. For those of you watching who have not been here with us from the beginning,
or listening
from the beginning, since we are, and thank you to Connor for helping me get us back on Spotify and get back running there. When Bruce and I first started this, and not to get sentimental on y'all, but it's my show and I'll do what I want. To get sentimental, Bruce and I started this, May of 2020, something like May or June of 2020. The pandemic had just started. I was in my bedroom at home. Bruce is pretty much exactly where he is right now. And Bruce had the idea, let's start a live radio type sports show. And I thought, okay, why is my high school baseball coach calling me? That's weird. And then, we talked about it, and I'd been doing my own show for a couple months, and I thought, why not? It sounds fun. Bruce and I had a great relationship when I was in high school, and he was my baseball coach. So I said, why not? It sounds fun. And I remember talking to my dad. I remember this vividly, sitting on the couch talking to my dad about the name. And it's funny, Bruce, because we've been talking about so much recently, the Third Down Thursdays and the TDT media and everything. And the one comment my dad had when I told him the name was, "Are you just going to be doing football?" Originally I was like, well, we're going to focus on football, but we'll do other things. And so it's just crazy now, almost more than 3.5 years later. Bruce and I have a staff of 20 people working for us. We have 4 shows airing weekly. Our show is going to 2 hours every single week. We have a show hosted by a former NFL player who played in the NFL for 5 years.
Oh no!
And we have an executive producer, and not to be forgotten in the least bit, our new chief director of operations, Coach Kenny.
Yes.
Enough good things about what this man is doing. If you guys can't tell, Bruce and I have some strong personalities. We like to talk, and even though Kenny does not have the same,
appreciate that. Hey, real quick. Sorry. I gotta give a shout out to this guy right here. So if you guys don't know, he's a part of Building Block Insurance. He's a partner of ours, and awesome person, really good dude. Actually, really great at betting too. I'm gonna tell you guys that right now.
Trash at Call of Duty, but good at betting.
Wow, calling him out like that. But no, hey, shout out to you though, Jeff. Like much appreciated. Yes. You're the man, and let's hope we can toss some more people your way to get some insurance off you, my guy. All right.
Yes.
Sorry, MJ, go ahead.
But Bruce, I think the one thing that stalled us for so long, and I don't want to say stalled us, but the one thing we kind of always had trouble with was there were only 2 of us. And, I think that's where I have enjoyed the last couple of weeks so much, because it's the people part. It's working with all of these fantastic people. And we even, like, after the show, 5 minutes after the show, we're interviewing another person who I think could be huge for pushing this platform forward. So I cannot say enough good things. Bruce and I may be really good at what we do, being chaotic, being funny, all of that. But at the end of the day, we would not be in a place where we have this type of platform, a former NFL player doing a show for us, one of the best broadcast students at LSU, an executive producer. Like, this is wild to me. And what I keep saying to Bruce, and I will say to all of you, is this is how much we've done in 3.5 years. Just imagine what we'll be in 3.5 more.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. Like we've done a lot of things. We've been able to get to. We've been blessed with the fact that we've gone to the combine. We've gone to NFL drafts. Like,
yes.
So we have a goal. We have a goal in mind. I'm not sharing it. It's not going to be something that's out there for you guys, for our viewing and listening audience to know. Because I guarantee if I said something, I'll be called out on it at some point. However, I'm going to tell you guys something though. We got some big plans going. We got a lot of people that are supporting us, and can't wait to see where this train goes. Because believe me, I'm one of the best self-saboteurs around, and this is something right now that's moving that it can't be sabotaged. Cannot be sabotaged. So this thing is running. I'm ready to go. I'm pumped up, dude. 2 hours, ready to go. We're doing we got a marathon action going. I love this stuff. I love what we're doing. I'm proud of everybody working with us and doing great things with us. And I mean, I said we stop being all sentimental about some stuff, and talk a little sports in a little bit, huh? Real quick. I know it's not a segment. So kind of don't worry about it. Don't worry. We didn't do a pre-show talk about it because I just thought of it now. Go figure. See, we still have random shenanigans. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh yeah, and that. But for Connor's sake, we do have it like built in a little better.
Correct. Yes, we have a segment.
We're a little more limited in what we can do, and that's part of why. We're going to 2 hours. Correct. So for those of you who don't exactly understand why, we're doing a little bit more of a structured show. And again, shout out to Connor for that. And so just to preview a little bit, we're going to have 3 segments during every single show by people on our staff, Connor, Nate, and Kenny, every single week on Third Down Thursdays. So because it is the flagship show, think of this like Sports Center. To ESPN. This is where Scott Van Pelt, me and Bruce, sit down, and we're going to bring all the cool people on, and we're going to talk about.
That's great.
I love that. Shout out to Stephen Vogt, by the way, who I think is the main guy in line for the Cleveland Guardians managerial position, which I would love to see. But we're going to have 3 15-minute segments by Connor, Nate, and Kenny every single week. So bringing you guys on our platform on Third Down Thursdays, what you can see in other places on TDT Media. So if you like what you see tonight from Nate and Connor, go watch them on Tuesday, the breakdown X's and O's with Nate Ness. So I'm really excited.
And there's also times that you're going to find on College Football Saturdays, we're bringing on Coach Kenny. He's an awesome person, really, really smart man. Like I said, or like MJ already told you guys about, our chief director of operations, really good dude. This man has coached football, busts his tail. He's ready to go. Select Saturdays when we find good college football games that are going to be on.
Yeah.
Him and I will be doing a broadcast live together, live reactions while we're watching the game, chilling on my couch, his couch, whatever it might be. And it's going to be good stuff, though. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be some fun stuff, especially when we watch Ohio State lose games.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Kenny. But real quick. I want to talk about this real quick. So last night, the Chicago Bulls played their first basketball game, MJ. I don't know if you've heard about this. I want to get into
I saw it.
I just want to talk about it real quick. So Billy Donovan walked into the locker room after being outscored 60-something to 40-something in the second half, right? And the Bulls ended up losing by 20 plus. He walks into the locker room, opens the door. Players are already having a players meeting after the first damn game. Sir, what are we doing in the city of Chicago, guys? Like, and the best part about it was, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm that coach, my ass is walking into that locker room and they tell me to walk out. I'm like, shit, y'all fucking leave. No, I lost it. Already. How many minutes in? 11 minutes in. I already dropped it up. Yeah.
Pat, thanks for
Try not to. But all I'm saying though is, as the coach, I cannot believe you already have a team in turmoil and having issues as a coach, and you're already losing a locker room, for lack of a better way of putting it, in the first game of the season, having a players only meeting. How often do you see teams have a players only meeting and have them be successful?
Normally it's like once a season.
Right. How many more are you going to have? How many more are you going to have this year? You have 82.
And you're having one after the first game?
You have 81 more games left. 81, MJ. And you're already having one. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you
81 more meetings.
This is the greatest part. Billy Donovan left. Billy Donovan, the head coach of the Chicago Bulls, left that Thunder team that they lost to last year because he wasn't going to be a part of a rebuilding team or franchise. And you know what? They have way more talent with SGA and everybody else on that team than the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, that's looking like a goofy move.
Exactly. Trash.
Yeah, the Warriors lost by like 4. So I'm not freaking out the same way Bruce is. I will say.
How about Barkley saying what he said? Sorry.
What did he say?
Teams are basically, like, long story. Teams don't get better, or they don't get older. They don't get better. They just get older. That's what he said about players. He said players don't get better. They get older.
I mean, that's weird. I don't know how to unpack that.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Jeff.
Yeah, that would have been a bet I would have smashed 10 times out of 10.
Under.
Yeah. All I have to say about Charles Barkley is he's definitely not getting better as he gets older. So.
Oh, wow. He's getting better at golf, though.
It wouldn't take much.
He's getting better.
Charles Barkley's golf swing looked like he was one of the first tested robots that they ever tried to make play golf. That's what he looked like when he tried to swing a golf club.
Hey, but the one thing I will say though after the first like 2 days of NBA basketball, now 3, is I love the fact that referees are calling technical fouls for flopping. And the way they're doing it, I don't know if you've seen how they're initiating or how they're doing it, whatever. They're not.
No, I haven't.
So they're not going to stop play. So if they see, like, okay, say MJ, say your team and my team are facing off, I flop, and you have basically, it's like kind of like hockey and like offsides or icy or whatever. If you have the advantage or the man advantage or whatever, they're gonna let you play. They're gonna let you play through. And then if there's some whatever, like if you slow down to have a slow down possession or whatever, then that's when they stop playing and call the tech. I love it. I think it's a great idea. It's awesome.
So LeBron is going to lead the league in techs this year, is what I'm saying?
Okay, so that's another thing real quick. Oh, my God. I love the fact that you're leading me into all this stuff I wanted to talk about, but we didn't have a chance to actually like talk about. LeBron James is going to be 39 years old this year, okay? And this man is being delegated to only 25 to 30 minutes per game. When you had Michael Jordan.
Oh, I know where this is going.
When you had Michael Jordan, yeah, exactly. When you had Michael Jordan at that same age play all 82 games on a torn meniscus is averaging 37 minutes per game. That's it. Let's go, Connor.
And with that being said,
who's your goat now, bitches?
Welcome to the best up-and-coming sports segments in sports. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Davis Division.
Yes, sir.
Man, I usually word it a little differently, MJ. It's usually like the soon-to-be best sports segment.
This guy.
So
Connor,
we gotta give a little respect. Hold up. Hey, you gonna be hearing my name. You're gonna be hearing my name soon. You're gonna be hearing my name soon.
Who asked? Who?
I mean, I was gonna get up here and kind of appreciate the love that y'all been giving me, but I don't even know. I kind of want to take it back now. Maybe I'll just target it towards Bruce.
Hey,
oh my gosh.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Connor.
I'm about to get you some help, Connor, and you're about to complain. Oh my Lord.
Hey, being the executive producer and all, you shouldn't be coming out with your mic being all like this. So I had to freaking turn that.
Yeah, Connor's up in here in a tunnel. Connor, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to American Airlines Flight 747. Today, we're going to have some choppy weather flying over the South Pacific. My name is Connor Davis. If you need me, don't call because my co-pilot's doing this. I'm going to sleep.
Wow.
Anyway, Connor, look to your left. You'll see bright skies and clouds. That's about it.
Nice.
Okay, Connor actually could be a pilot. I'm not going to lie.
That's pretty good. All right, Connor, what do you got for us tonight, my guy?
Okay, before I get into the I wanted to give an update based on like my past Davis divisions.
Yes,
I will tell y'all that I don't know if y'all saw this. Y'all probably did. I mean, y'all are always on social media. Frank Clark did sign with the Seahawks.
Yep.
Yes.
So he did find his new home.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't what I think Jackson said he wanted to see him go to the Ravens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
He went to the Seahawks. Not a bad move. It's not terrible. But I just want to say that. I don't want y'all to rain on it or anything. I don't have much time. With that being said, I'll go to my first one. And this is directed to Bruce. I want to start off with Bruce. Okay. So, the Eagles
What up, Alex?
They had a trade for Titans All-Pro safety Kevin Byard, who has 0 picks this season. He has yet to have a pick. But they send Terrell Edmonds, who was a first-round pick for the Steelers way back when, and a 5th and 6th round pick to the Titans for Kevin Byard. My question to you, Bruce, is do you think this is a smart move, and will he fill in the gaps of this secondary?
I like this question. I did talk a lot of smack, and I'm going to get to that point in a second, though. However, the one thing I will say that he currently has on that Eagles team now is support in the front. Like, he has an awesome defensive line. He's got linebackers in front of him, so that way he's able to potentially change that stat of 0 interceptions, Connor. So saying that, though, I still think the Eagles are overrated. I still think that Philadelphia is going to get to the NFC Championship, but not win the NFC Championship, because that's all they do. They are basically warning track power, like the Philadelphia Phillies are. All right.
Oh my gosh.
So saying that, if we notice that Jalen Hurts isn't playing as well as he did last year, would I take him on my team? 100% I'd take him on my team. However, if you don't have an offensive line, if you don't, that's not the question. All right, that's not the point. It was a good trade for the Eagles, but they're still overrated and they're still not winning a Super Bowl with this trade.
All I have to say on this is I really like the Eagles defense. I agree with Bruce's point about Jalen Hurts getting carried a little bit. Sorry, Alex. I know you're in the comments and you're an Eagles guy.
Still love you, Alex.
They're a very good football team. Don't get me wrong. Great offensive line, great wide receiver core. Anyway, still not the point. I love this trade. Howie Roseman is still like just fleecing people consistently, doing a fantastic job. And I think what they can get from this deal really is, like you said, the back end help. They have been hurting in their defensive back depth so far this year. They've had a lot of injuries. They've been playing some starting corners that, for the most part, just don't deserve to be playing starting DB in the NFL in the games that they're playing. Like, the fact that they beat the Dolphins and they didn't have their top 2 corners. And so they can actually make some noise with this. However, I do agree with Bruce's point. They are going to be limited by Jalen Hurts.
So real quick to jump on that topic real quick. Sorry, Connor. MJ, the Eagles played the Dolphins at home, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So that being said, the Dolphins whoop their ass if they're playing in Miami because the Dolphins are way better when they're playing in the 80-degree heat. And I mean, look at the stats. Look at the stats. The numbers.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Numbers don't lie. So, but no, I'm just saying.
I agree. I agree with that.
Fair. Go ahead, Connor. Sorry.
All right. Yes, sir.
That's all right. Okay. Next one. This is for you, MJ. You know, I like to switch back and forth. So y'all saw that. Y'all already talked about it. Your favorite NBA teams were coming in. They were doing the little debut, you know, season opener or whatever, you know.
Yep.
I want to get back on this like Victor Wembanyama
Love it
train. You know,
Wemby.
I love to say Wembanyama. Like I just
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
Also, shout out to myself because I already can.
So can I.
Yeah, it's actually very easy to spell. It's not like Antetokounmpo.
No.
Oh, I can't spell that.
Anyway.
Okay.
Well, Wembanyama. Let's get back to it. He puts up 15 points, I think 5 rebounds in his debut.
Yep.
You know. They lost 126 to 119 to the Dallas Mavericks. Luka went off. He had like a triple-double.
MVP.
Stuff. Yeah, he went off. My question to you, MJ, is do you think that Wembanyama is this generational talent that they market him to be? And is he going to be the next Tim Duncan for the Spurs?
Ooh. Go ahead, MJ. Sorry.
Yes, he's going to be the next generational talent. And yes, actually, no, he's not going to be the next Tim Duncan because he's already more skilled than Tim Duncan was at his age. It's actually ironic. Tim Duncan and Victor Wembanyama had the same exact identical stat line their first game in the NBA. The difference is Wembanyama shot 5 threes on his way to that. And the fact that Victor Wembanyama is 7'4" and can not only shoot threes, but he can defend Kyrie Irving on the perimeter. That is athletic talent and generational ability that we have quite literally never seen. Victor Wembanyama is what people, Jack, thought Kristaps Porzingis was going to be. The ability to shoot from the outside, actually rebound, and all of that. After the game last night, Scott Van Pelt was talking about Victor Wembanyama, the debut and all of that, and he made a great point that this isn't even the floor. Like what you saw in this first game against the Mavs isn't even the floor for Wembanyama because they did not run one singular set through Victor Wembanyama in the entire game. The only touches he got were offensive rebounds or kickouts, essentially. He was the 4th option on a Spurs team that is not very good in last night's game. And part of that goes back to the incredible coaching ability of Greg Popovich to say this guy is probably the best, if not top 3 talent I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not going to stress him out on a national stage with the entire world watching against Luka and Kyrie. I'm just going to let him learn the game. I'm going to let him get used to the speed and how the NBA works and defending at the NBA level and how our system works. Yeah. And I think that is going to be incredible for his development because that's what Zion Williamson didn't get. I tweeted last night, I remember watching Zion's debut and thinking this kid could be the next face of the NBA. And there have been injury concerns, which will absolutely be there for Wembanyama with his size. But I think he's going to have way more support in San Antonio than Zion ever dreamed of having in New Orleans. And that's why I think he'll be great.
I love it, dude. I love that comment. I love what you're saying because, excuse me, you kind of took a little, you stole a little bit of the thunder that I was going to come with talking about the coaching aspect of what he has. However, so saying that, I think he had, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think Zion's head coach at the time of going into the NBA was one of the Van Gundys. I could be wrong on that. But I think when he first came into the NBA, it was one of the Van Gundys. However, saying that though, strictly with Wembanyama, this young man has an incredible talent. If whatever reason, like they figure him out and like he's not able to, do the things that like people are saying, the generational topic, whatever.
Yeah.
He's still going to be one of the best perimeter defenders of our time, of like probably the past like whatever many years, because
he was defending Kyrie on the perimeter.
Exactly. You have a guy who is 7'4" with an insane wingspan, who's gonna be one of the best shot blockers. I'm gonna say this: he's gonna be one of the best shot blockers of all time. And then once this guy has a full NBA season of strength and conditioning, he's going to be able to defend in the post. The post isn't the same as back in the day, what I like to brag about in the 90s, where they're banging down low. There ain't banging anymore down low. Guess what? It's all face-up game, defending the perimeter. So I'm comparing his ability. So he's a hybrid Antetokounmpo and Durant. He is a hybrid of those two basketball players. He can shoot, ball handle, defend, and when he starts getting bigger, he's gonna be going to the basket with authority because he already has the footwork and just the sheer mindset to do it. I'm telling you, this guy's the real deal. And I know a lot of the LeBron James fanboys want to talk about him being the second best player of all time. Well, you might be watching out for Victor Wembanyama.
Wow. Real quick, Connor, number 3, what you got for me?
All right, number 3. And I know it's on everybody's minds right now. We're all Americans, and we love the sport of baseball. Let's go. So, with that being said, the 2023 World Series, you have your Rangers, your Texas Rangers, and your Arizona Diamondbacks. Predictions, guys, I need to know. I need to know who's winning, and I need to know who y'all think will shine on these two teams. I better not be you snoring, Bruce.
Oh, sorry. Wait, what? Can you wake me up in 2024 when there's a relevant World Series?
Oh my gosh. Rangers in 7. Adolis Garcia wins World Series MVP. I actually like this World Series. Evans in the background. We're going to bring him on in a second. I actually think that this World Series will be good for baseball because one of the problems baseball has is attendance in the lower markets. And if you're looking at teams that are not normally filling the house in their down years, Arizona, Texas, I think this could be really good for baseball. They need more of teams being able to go from losing 100 games to 2 years later being in the World Series, because that's both of these teams. So as an A's fan, this gives me hope. They're not going to do that, but it gives me hope. And I think it should give, fans of teams who didn't do well a lot more hope that it doesn't take you 6 to 10 years to rebuild anymore. You can do it a lot faster.
True. And I honestly, so with no more disrespect, I actually don't, I will be watching because I am a baseball fan. I'll put it out there like that. But the only thing I don't agree with, MJ, is if you don't have a larger market a part of this, like you could say San Francisco's, you could say your Philadelphia's, you could say your Chicago's, you could say your New York's, your LA's. If you don't see those teams a part of this, I think some of the kind of the casual fans aren't going to be watching it as much or as enthusiastically as somebody that like enjoys baseball for the pure baseball aspect of it. But
I'm still going to watch the World Series. It's still playoff baseball, and that's what I love more than anything. So I'm still going to watch every game I get a chance to watch.
Agreed.
But yeah, with that being said, we're going to run a little ad break real quick, and when we come back, we're going to be talking with Evan Gates, pitcher in the San Francisco Giants organization. When we come back, Bruce.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, dog. Hey, and you know what Evan needs when he's out there pitching? Some good homeowners insurance.
Oh my gosh.
Erie Insurance.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Connor, this is what happened.
We pressed it at the same time.
Connor, run it, please.
Connor, run it. Go ahead, Connor.
Run it.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
You call Jeff or Tapney at Building Block Insurance Group at 704-464-4544. Let him know that Third Down Thursday sent you, and let him know that Evan is a better baseball player than him.
With that being said, Evan, thank you so much for joining us this evening. I know you and I talked years ago, so I appreciate you coming back and doing this with us. How you doing, sir?
Oh, well, thank you for having me on. It's cool. I was just listening to you guys talk about, the upcoming World Series matchup, and definitely make some good points. So that's pretty interesting coming up. But I'm doing really well. The last time we chatted, I think we were in two different situations. I was bound down. I was bound down to your team, and now my team's running the North. So, the Lions.
Oh
man, that's tough. All right, Evan. If we're gonna go there, we're gonna go there. How was that Ravens game, Evan?
Yeah, it happens. Look at all the past 10 Super Bowl champions. Not all of them have a blow up game like that, but some of them do. So we're not losing too much hope. I'd rather have it happen now than later. So maybe we can figure out what we need and how to adjust a little better. But it was masterful watching what Lamar did on Sunday. That was vintage Lamar Jackson, like MVP form.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he's beaten anybody that week. No one's stopping him. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I played him in fantasy football. Believe me, I was not happy.
Oh, I bet you weren't.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have him. I have him on one of my teams.
I have one teammate who has too much Lamar Jackson stock in 3 different leagues, so he was a happy guy last week. I know that.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Evan, for the folks listening and watching who don't know as much about you, give us a little bit of an introduction on yourself. Kind of walk us through your baseball career, if you can.
Sweet. Yeah, I won't make that too long. I'm Evan Gates. I'm from Roseville, Michigan. I've had an interesting journey throughout baseball. I wanted to be a college football player out of high school,
really?
But that didn't work out for me. And, I ended up taking the junior college route, went to Mott Community College, which is in Flint, Michigan. And then I transferred down to a small Division I in North Carolina called North Carolina A&T, Aggie Pride. And then from there, I played some summer balls in Traverse City, Michigan, in the Northwoods League. And I was a 5th-year senior there because of my COVID year. I got granted an extra year of eligibility, which was very fortunate. It allowed me to finish my degree and get another year of baseball with my guys and take another year of growth. And after that season in the Northwoods League, I was picked up by the San Francisco Giants, and I've been with them for 3 years. I've been really fortunate and really blessed to play in some really big games, be around some really good talent, really good players, and that's pretty much been my journey so far. And I know there's been 7 years behind me in this baseball world, but I hope there's many more to come.
So Evan, what football position did you play?
I was a quarterback.
You had a cannon. That's not even fair.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we ran the Oregon Ducks offense back when they were still are fast paced, hurry up. And my senior year was fun. We were just lighting up the scoreboard, but the sad thing is we couldn't stop nothing. So it was always a shootout.
I love that.
Oh my god,
I love that. Well, so Evan, I mean, you kind of already talked. Well, I'm gonna shift gears back to baseball real quick. You kind of talked to us about what you've been going through and how your career has panned out so far and where you've been. Saying that though, what has been the most difficult transition that you've had to encounter? And do you think it kind of describes the adversity and how it's built you as the pitcher that you are now?
Yeah, I think, the obvious answer for everyone is when you battle that adversity. When we're all in high school, everyone's a 3-hole hitter, everyone's the ace.
Yeah.
So it can be easier at times. And I think in junior college, I got faced with a lot of adversity that, I like real world stuff too, not just on the baseball field. Like my first year out the house, I had some unfortunate life circumstances that happened as well. So I think that was a big transition, is learning to battle with that adversity and that the world's not going to stop for you. You're really once you get knocked down, you got to keep going because it's going to go while it's around you. And I think just having all those early instances helped me learn that in pro ball and later in college. Just understanding and then into later parts in life now, everything's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. And
nope.
When you get knocked down, just get back up. A good man may fall 7 times, but a better man gets up 8. So
Love
that's
that.
one thing that's really happened the past couple of years that has stuck out to me.
Good players adjust, my guy. Good players adjust. I love that.
That's right.
Yes.
Well said. So now more specifically, what has been the pitch that you've been able to develop, and what has been the one that you've been able to rely on heavily during the course of the growth of your career?
Yeah, I think I've always had I had like a Justin Verlander 12-6 curveball in high school and
Oh!
early college. Yeah, so it was big, like over the top, loopy.
That's like not around anymore, though. Not many people have that anymore. Sorry,
Dude, not many. No, it's very rare. And actually, I was told to stop throwing it because
Really?
it was too loopy, but it was still getting really good results. So
Yeah.
I still like throwing curveballs because of my arm slot. And I think since I've gotten in the actually my year before pro ball, I developed a spike curveball.
Okay.
The knuckle, some people call it knuckle curve. I call it the spike.
Yeah.
My teammates jokingly call it Stormbreaker.
Oh, that's sick.
So
little Thor action.
Yeah, it's just pretty cool. So that's been my pitch. That's my go-to. I feel like I can throw that, and in any count, I'll throw it to any hitter. And this past year really just taught me how important it is to locate my fastball a little bit better, and how much better it helps that pitch play. So that's my go-to. I love throwing a knuckle curve or spike or Stormbreaker, whatever you want to call it. That's my thing.
And that, Evan, obviously, Bruce and I always say, like, we played some athletics growing up. We never got to the point where you were. But, I pitched in high school, and that was my favorite feeling. I did it with a changeup. But, like, especially with a slower pitch, when you just make guys look foolish.
Nothing beats it.
They're swinging out of their shoes. And it used to be my mom's favorite thing when I would make people just, swing around in a circle because they swung so hard at that changeup. So I can understand why you want to keep throwing that spike curve because it's so a great feeling.
It is. I mean, I had one game this year, maybe like it wasn't our biggest crowd a year. We had 6,000-ish people, and it was like a 1-2 count, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, and everyone was standing cheering. And this guy swinging a pitch that was like 57 feet. I was like, hey, I'll take it.
That's awesome.
So, Evan, with that being said, are you closing?
I was closing to start the year, and then I had some just unfortunate luck behind me, and also I made some bad pitches, and I won't say I got bumped from the role, but I started sharing a little bit, and then we brought in our guy. He's a really good closer, and I started setting him up for like the last 2 months of the year, which I felt really comfortable in that spot.
Okay.
So I was always pitching later in the games. It just determined like 8th or 9th inning score and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming in high school you were probably a starter.
Yep, starter.
Okay.
And junior college.
Okay, so talk to us. Bruce and I love this question, especially since I don't know if you know this. Bruce was my high school baseball coach.
Really?
When I was a freshman in high school. That's kind of where this all started. So Bruce loves asking this question. I'm going to steal it from him. Talk to us about the transition from starter to reliever, because I know how hard of a mental switch that is, going from only pitching so many days in between, and now, as the setup man or as the closer, you got to be ready every day, especially in really high leverage situations. So how do you mentally handle that switch?
Yeah, so my switch, I feel like was a little different. It was a little performance based. Like I was a starter my whole life. Maybe had 2 bullpen appearances until I went to the bullpen. And my junior year, I started off like 4-0, and then I got to 4-4. And my coach thought it'd be a good idea to just try me out in the bullpen. And it was at long relief at that point, so it was like 2-3 innings. But then that summer, I went up to summer ball in Traverse City, and I told my coach there, I'm like, hey, I think I'm better in the bullpen. I just felt way more comfortable being in the bullpen because, man, you'd have a tough start, and it's like you got to wait a week.
Yeah.
And I was even struggling with a good start. Like if I had a good start, oh man, what do I got to do to do it again?
Back out.
But yeah, so being a reliever, I think the biggest transition for me was mentally that it's like, hey man, I can come to the field and I can possibly play every day. And if I don't pitch good today, or I do pitch good today, like it's not going to be another week till I pitch again. It may be the next day or maybe 2 days after. So I think that was the biggest for me, but it was also learning how to work out, how to train every day. Because when you're a starter, you know your day you're going, so you know what you can do throwing routine wise, you know what you can do lifting wise. So like as a reliever, you got to break that stigma in your mind of like, I can lift this day and still pitch and be just fine. And now, like being where I'm at now, like I love lifting heavy on days I know I'm 100% pitching because I just feel like all my muscles are firing and I'm ready to go out there and compete.
I love that because that actually was you transitioned me perfectly in the professional. That's what we call it, transitioning. I was going to ask you what the difference now is with your training regimen being from a starter going to a reliever. So is it, I know for a fact, it's not just like, okay, now I can go in there and start like doing a 5-3-1 set of 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
So what's the, what's changed? What's the benefit? And I don't know, do you like it more?
I think, it's give or take because when you're a starter, like, okay, I want a long toss this day because I know my bullpen's this day. I can get a full day of rest this day, or post pitching, I can get a nice big lifting because I know I'm not pitching for 5 days. So if I want to get sore, I can.
Yeah.
But with relieving, it's like with this year, we were introduced to like microdosing our workouts. So we used to do 2 workouts a week, and that was it. You can add one in if you wanted. But now we broke those 2 workouts down into 5 days a week. So we like spread it out. So it's just like it's managing the workload, managing the sets, and it's all up to the player. Like some guys in our team don't like doing a lot of heavy lifting as relievers, so they'll do like lighter stuff, more mobility.
Okay.
I mean, myself, my preference is, hey man, I can do that 3 sets of 3 heavy dumbbell, or I can trap bar deadlift sets of 1 as heavy as I want because I know it's not going to affect me, but get me rolling for that night.
I love that. And then, so I'm gonna transition this a little bit for you, okay? Because I kind of like breaking the mold when we're talking to some of our guests. So I want to get away from the business aspect of all of this. Let's have a little bit of fun. So what do you do outside of like training, baseball, and everything like that, Evan? Like, what's the go-to? Are you a gamer? Are you a guy that's like, you know what, and I don't even know if your contract allows you to do this. Do you like pick up a basketball every once in a while, shoot around? Like, what's the or even pick up a football and start firing at like receivers again? Like, what's the fun stuff that you do to kind of like relieve yourself of some of the stresses that you might encounter with the training and with baseball, with the whole business in general?
Oh, well, I will give you a quick story first. So at the end of the season, football season's getting around. Like actually there were now 2 NFL weeks going on, and we started running like, it would be like a 7-on-7, but there's only 10 relievers. So we were running legit 5-on-5 scrimmages before stretch play.
That's awesome.
And no one said nothing about it. And dude, it was so fun. I mean, I felt like I was back in my element, getting to throw the rock around. So
I love that.
I don't know. I hope our uppers people don't listen to this because they might shut that down next year. But no, it was a blast. But I mean, outside of that, and during the season, like every Monday we had off, we were golfing. But we had a lot of golfers on the team, so we enjoy that. I enjoy reading. I think it takes a lot off my plate. It allows me to get some. It's also, I won't call it a time waster, but I can definitely put some time aside to do that. Got to keep my fiance happy, so I would FaceTime her and talk to family.
Hey, that's fun. But that's fun.
It is. Oh, that's really fun. I always enjoyed. I look forward to it. So no, I mean outside of reading, golfing, and just hanging out with people, going to the movies, or now it's like fantasy football. I actually enjoy listening to the podcasts and people talking about that. So it feels like I don't think I have a boring life, but I definitely have a lot of fun doing what I do.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
I wish I could pick up a basketball, but man, my knee tendonitis patella tendonitis will act back up, so I can't play basketball no more.
The worst.
I feel that. Evan, what was I gonna say? Oh, the golf game. How is it? Are you a good golfer? Like Bruce and I are pretty bad.
It's true,
but we love it so much. So
I do love
it. So how's the golf game?
I would say I'm above average. I'm not going to talk about like, oh man, I'm a scratch golfer. I don't think I'm that good. Maybe my handicap's at like a 6. So I can compete. I can make some good shots, but it just depends. When end of the year, I had one of my best rounds ever, and I backed it up with another round. And I was like, man, am I playing the wrong sport? And then I went. Then about 3 days later, I went back out and I shot one of my worst rounds of the year. And I was like, all right, that's the humbling part of this game. I'm playing the right sport. Yep.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I am purely, for the most part, a scramble guy. I go play a scramble with my dad or whatever it is, and I don't even worry about trying to play my own ball every time because I would get way too frustrated with myself. Because
that's what a scramble will do for you. We would play scrambles, and it's like you can't get mad.
Yeah. No, you can't.
You're always in it.
No
it's
pressure.
So fun.
No pressure whatsoever.
I love the team aspect. Like, you know, it's fun going out there and shooting a full round by yourself, but I love it way more that like my dad and I go out and we have our record of the lowest we've ever shot together and trying to beat that. I like that way more.
It's super fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, I have a quick follow up to not the golf, but to, you know, it's a little bit of fun with baseball. All right. So so MJ did steal this question from me.
Not yet.
So if there's a guy, and I'm curious, is there any player, whether it be high school, college, professional, whatever, it doesn't matter, that you continuously faced that was a huge pain in your ass, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get this guy out. I know for a fact I'm gonna get this guy out, but for whatever reason, every time he hit against you, Evan, he had your number. Like, do you remember that guy?
That's a really good question. I'm you know, there's a kid from Florida A&M.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but I felt like I was giving him my best stuff every time we seen him for 2+ years, and I couldn't get him out.
What was that? What were you throwing him? Just everything? Were you
everything?
I tried
everything. 12-6 slider. I mean, I don't even throw a changeup. We started throwing him a changeup. You know, we were trying this. and it wasn't like he was giving like damage, but it's just like, this guy's a pest. Like, I can't get this guy out.
Catcher walked up to you. He's like, "Yo, dog, you gotta start doing something."
Yeah. I think another one too. This was from last year. I think I faced Parker Meadows.
Okay.
In a week span, like 3 times, and he got a double all 3 times, and it was off 3 different pitches. I was like, what else do I got to do, man?
That's great.
And the worst part was like 2 of them were well executed pitches that he just did some damage on. I'm like, well, you just tip your cap at that point.
Right.
Yeah, there's sometimes you just can't even be mad. Like you'll even throw something almost out of the zone sometimes, and they still just, you know, slap it the other way down the line. You're like, well,
or they break their bat and the ball hits the foul line for a double.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's exactly what just happened. That's what happened, dude.
Oh yeah.
I totally heard that. You're like, son of a bitch.
Yep.
and that's, Evan, why I love and hate baseball so much all at the same time. Because there's stuff like that where, and especially as a pitcher, you know, you've got to rely on the 7 guys behind you, and sometimes you make a good pitch and it doesn't go well, and that's why they have all the stats of, you know, fielding independent pitching and all the stuff like that. But that's why I used to love pitching so much, because it's like everything going on in this game right now runs through me.
Yeah. You're running the show.
Yeah,
you know, it's really cool.
Yep. Especially as a reliever, when you've got the crowd going and end of the game and everything. I imagine that's a lot of fun.
I have one intention, and that intention is to strike that guy out. You know, like I'm not having to save pitches. You know, if I can get ahead on this guy, like, I'm trying to bury him. And it's like, that's just so fun. Like, it's just like, it's an individual battle every single time. Yeah. But then having that trust that, like, hey, I got a good group of guys behind me that'll pick me up.
So Evan, were you a Tigers fan growing up?
I was a Tigers fan growing up.
So were you just like a huge, like, so how do you feel about Cabrera retiring?
It's good. It's time for him. You know, he did his part. He gave me an amazing childhood. You know, like watching him in 2012 and 2013, especially his Triple Crown year. Yeah. I don't know if he swung at a ball that year, and if the ball was in the zone, if he wasn't doing something to it. Even his outs were so loud. So it was amazing watching him. He's going to be good, like consultant, whatever he's doing for Detroit. And just wish I could have faced him one time, though.
That'd been sick. Hey, you never know. You might be facing his son. If it's, you know what I'm saying, if his son gets up there, you know. But
I'm sure he will.
So you know what's kind of funny about Cabrera is I'm gonna show my age here. Is he completely broke my heart back in 2003 with the Florida Marlins when he was like a rookie. He was like an 18, 19, 20-year-old rookie or whatever he was, like just a young guy that ended up like beating the Chicago Cubs in game 6 and 7. First time the Chicago, I don't even know why I'm giving the stat, but whatever. First time the Chicago Cubs lost back-to-back games that year with Kerry Wood and Mark Pryor starting. There you go. There's some
gosh,
that's some history right there.
Hey, right, that's what I was about to say.
That's how old you are, Bruce. It's history.
It is whatever. But anyway, I digress. So I mean, obviously being a part of a different organization or whatever, do you still kind of like keep track of it at all as a fan, or do you just like don't say anything much? Like I'm always kind of curious to see how professional athletes kind of associate themselves still with their childhood teams, but also professionally with the current teams that they're on.
That's a great question because I get asked that a lot too, being back at home. I won't say I disconnect from them, but I have disconnected from them.
Right.
Because, I look at it as, for 2 years, I had a scout from there telling me that they wanted me, they're going to get me. And they never did. So, like, I'm fully invested with the team that gave me a chance right now. So, I'm not saying I resent the Tigers by any means, but for now, like, they are my opponents. And until they pick me up, then I'm not going to root for them, But I know, but once my career's over, like that is like I'm here for the Red Wings. I listen to Detroit sports radio all the time.
Yeah.
Pistons, obviously they ain't good with Lions, but like my family asked, I'm like, just know that the Tigers are just know that the Tigers are in good shape because we faced their AA team the last 2 years, and they got some really good baseball players on that side.
Wow,
that's all I tell them.
That's fair. I mean, and I think you make a very good point that it's like, obviously your goal is to get to the majors, and like you don't want to still be rooting for the guys you're playing against. Like that's just it's a hard thing mentally to be able to do. I am curious.
Unless I have friends over there, then it's different. Like I pull for them,
Dude, right. Okay, so do any of your friends talk crap? Do any of your friends talk crap to you at all? By the way, sorry, MJ. Do any of your friends talk crap to you? Do they say like, do you see what so and so did? Remember how he rocked you and whatever?
Oh, sometimes, yeah. My dad will give me some jokes, like sometimes, like last year I gave up 2 home runs, and he's like 0-2 again. Like, yeah, I know. I didn't mean to do that. So yeah, I definitely.
That's good, man.
People know that they can joke with me because I don't take it too serious like that. So yes, they do give me some stuff here and there.
That's a good man right there, though.
That's fantastic. Evan, didn't the Giants just get a new manager? Didn't they just?
We did. We just signed Bob Melvin.
What what do you think about Bob Melvin? I'm an A's fan, so I've got some thoughts. But what do you think?
To be honest, I don't really have I don't have much on him. I don't really. It just sounds bad seeing all I know is that
That's fair.
I think he's been to made 8 postseason appearances, and I think he was manager year once. That's really all I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I will give him credit. He did a lot with a very young team in Oakland, and there was only so much he could do because Oakland doesn't pay their players. So they kept trading them all away. That's one thing I would give San Francisco credit for is, they know how to spend money when they want to.
I think that's why he's coming here, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he was gelling with all those superstars in San Diego, and he knows that we got a lot of up-and-coming guys in this organization, and maybe he's the right hire to get us back on top.
Yeah, I don't like
Evan Gates.
I don't like how nice. I don't like with San Diego. And this is just my opinion, so no one get mad at Evan for this. But I don't like how San Diego put together their roster. I don't think that was it's not the chemistry wise. If you're just piecing together things right away in baseball, I just don't think it goes well. But I think the right way to do it is building the farm system and then adding veteran players that can mesh with those guys a little. That's just my opinion.
Well, because Evan, wouldn't you say, as somebody who's in the minor leagues right now, like there's something to you playing with all of these guys for years and coming up the ranks together. Like you guys have chemistry that, adding superstars, it's like an all-star team. Sometimes those all-star teams don't work out very well. Obviously they're talented, but like, isn't there really something to guys playing with each other for 3, 4, 5 years and then all getting up to the majors and making it happen there?
No, 100%. Our farm director, everyone that's in our management tells us that like teams that win in the minor leagues will win in the major leagues. And just to give you like an example, like our 2020, our 2019 draft class, those guys were winning. They won at low A championship. They won a high A championship. And like this year, what's this called? Their AA year. And and it just shows, like you said, you add veteran players. Like we were adding guys from my 21 class there, adding guys from 22, adding guys from 18. So it's like making these guys gel and just seeing like they know how to win, we know how to win, and it's just a matter of now we have graduated some guys to the show, and there's still many more that will be in the next couple of years as well. And it's just fun to be a part because like we were just dominating everywhere we were at the past 2 years, and just to see that should pan out to hopefully get into the show, because that's what they told us with their teams in 2010, 2014. It's like all those guys were homegrown dudes, and they added those key veterans here and there to gel with them, and that's why they were so successful for so long.
Yeah,
I love that. So Evan, you think the Lions gonna win the North? Really?
No,
I know that they're probably gonna win it this year unless this Minnesota team doesn't slow down. But it's just looking like it is. We got a really soft schedule. So
hey, at least he admits that it's a soft schedule. No, so obviously Bruce is a Bears fan. I'm a Packers fan. So we already have our interesting conversations as it is. And
I got my Ditka wine right here, baby.
That's awesome.
So I'm not opening it until the Chicago Bears. So I've had this. Sorry, MJ. I've had this wine since 2016, 2015, maybe even before that. And I told my wife. I'm like, I'm not opening this wine until the Chicago Bears win a Super Bowl.
Well, geez, he might never open it, bud.
I was gonna say he's never opening it. That bottle is never getting open. You're gonna pass that on.
If you guys go Caleb Williams 1-1 next year, you're gonna be set back again. So
I agree. I agree, but I agree. That's
really
a story for a different time. I agree with that.
Really? No. Really, Evan? Why is that?
Oh, it's really great.
I think the guy has too much off the field stuff right now. He's talking about wanting ownership stake, which I don't know where his heart's at by saying that, but I don't know. I think maybe a little bit too much is coming from him if you take him. And he also hasn't beat Utah, which is his record against AP top 25 teams and his performance also is there. I mean, Drake May now. If you want to go Marvin Harrison 1-1 and keep Fields, go for it. But
I mean, I honestly don't think that's a terrible idea. The NFC North is going to be bad for a while.
The Lions have the North right now. That's it. I'm going to say that right now. The over caffeinated fighting Dan Campbell's. And mind you, I absolutely love Dan Campbell. The way
we're huge Dan Campbell fans.
No, seriously,
good. Thank you. Everyone is.
I love him. I love it because people give me shit all the time about telling me that I'm a meathead, and I'm totally okay with it. That's my energy. I love it. And when it was Hard Knocks with him last year, I'm like 100%. This is the guy. I love it. I love what Detroit's building, and awesome. and the coaching staff that he has is a coaching staff that has played, and they give no guff. They don't put up with anything. They're just like, you know what? No, done. Stop. I love it. That's great. And that's coming from a Bears fan right now, Evan.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the love and support. We've been down bad for a while. You guys have been down bad for a little bit too, but it's been tough.
Well, and that's the thing is I don't have anything against the Lions other than when Ndamukong Suh was there. I didn't like him specifically, but like the Detroit Lions as a whole, we actually have a former Lions player sitting in the background right now that we're going to talk to in about 15 minutes. But I have nothing against the Lions. The Vikings, yes. The Bears, honestly, no. The Packers have beat down on the Bears so long that I can't really hate on them. Yeah, it's like your little brother. Like, yeah, exactly. It's like I just can't.
Whatever, both of y'all.
I just can't. But no, Evan, brother, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for hopping on with us.
Fun.
Yes, sir. Best of luck in all your endeavors. We will be watching you. We will have you on again. Get your rest this off season. And if you are still in AA, which I hope you advance as quickly as possible, if you are still in AA and you hit up Frisco, I live in Frisco now where the Rough Riders are. I don't know how much you guys play them.
Okay, cool.
But if you're in town, I'd love to say hey.
That'd be awesome. I'll let you know. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Evan. Much appreciated, my guy. You too.
You too. Talk to you later, sir.
Awesome guy. Really good person. Fun. And you know what? I'm not going to give him crap for being a Detroit Lions fan because you
really can't.
I love what the Lions are doing. And now that we have Nate on our staff, I can't hate on the Lions even more now.
No, there are just so many good things to love about the Lions, and I have so many good memories of the Lions. You know, the Miracle in Motown. Like, I got some great Detroit memories. But I'm gonna have a really bad one when they play Detroit on Thanksgiving this year. The Packers are gonna get wiped.
Oh yeah, we got
Detroit.
We gotta plan our Thanksgiving show, my guy.
Ah, crap, we do. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
That's a very good point. I'll put that on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bruce, real quick. I mean, I don't have a lot before we bring Nate on. I'm fine with extending his time with us today a little bit. The one thing I do want to talk about, and you might like this. I don't know if you are going to like this. I have a quick little chat to have with Packers fans. Okay.
Ooh.
Because, and I have film to back me up on this. Okay. So after the Packers lost to the Broncos,
are we doing this now? Or are we going to do this in the what's it called, the random time?
This is the random time.
Is it the random time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thanks,
there you go.
That's what I was waiting for. I was busting his chops, not yours.
Yes. So, the Packers lost to the Broncos, which is what it is. As much as I had high hopes for the team, at the end of the day, they're the youngest team in the NFL. So there are going to be growing pains. That's just how it is. And I am trying really, really hard to, go with the flow.
Yep.
Rodgers' first year, the Packers were 6-10. They were really bad. So again, not saying Jordan Love will be Aaron Rodgers. I'm saying 6 games or seven games, whatever, does not condemn him. But I do have a couple things.
McCarthy, didn't he?
No, McCarthy was not the coach.
Who was his rookie coach? Or not his rookie coach.
Oh no, it was McCarthy, because they went from Holmgren to McCarthy. Yeah, so it was McCarthy. But it was the same thing where Rodgers was McCarthy's quarterback, and Favre wasn't. So I just have a couple clips to look at here. I want to make sure these don't mute us. I don't think they will.
Don't worry, I got something.
No, we can still hear. So this is the first one. This is a concept that I really like, and it'll play from a couple different angles. So the concept is the Packers are going to move the pocket to the right. And so you got A.J. Dillon and a tight end on the right side. Dillon's going to come block on the left. They're supposed to move the pocket to the right. Love plants.
I was to say he didn't move with the pocket.
Correct. But if you look, that's because there are multiple protection breakdowns, including on the right side where Zach Tom and Luke Musgrave just don't block.
I don't know if he steps up, if he gets to that right side of that pocket when the pocket's moving, he's able to step up there. He might have a little bit more. It's just my thought.
And so, and we'll get to that in a second. The concept is great. The issue is exactly what you're talking about. He's got an incredible arm. It's the pocket awareness and some of the in-game decisions that I don't love.
Can we pull that back up again, please?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm curious.
Again, to the right, can step up, and he gets a little skittish.
Which over the top.
Yeah, which I don't blame him for, because their offensive line has been pretty suspect this year, which I will give you credit for. You said that. And so he looks like he goes to throw it away once it's not going to be there, but he gets stuck between throwing it away and actually making the throw. So he goes, it's because the exact location of where he was going to be,
you know what, though, it's
rolling
also
right gets thrown off is what throws him off the entire play.
Agree, but I also think it was the route combinations that were going on there too. So the route combinations there looked like just quickly, I just thought about it. It was from right to left. So if you're going to have the pocket going to the right, if he steps up in that spot, it's going to be a tougher throw for him. So he wants to he's continuously looking at the reads that are going to the left, and it's a drawn. And to be honest with you, they're drawn out routes. It didn't look like, and I was trying to watch way too many things there. So that's okay. If I had the clicker, I could go back and look at it again.
Yeah, and the play, it's, to be clear, is designed for Christian Watson, who's running the deep post. That's what that play is designed for. It's because the protection broke down, he didn't know what to do with it. But so here's an example on this play.
You better hope he's better than
protection
Mac
breaks
Jones.
down, and instead of making a bad throw, he just runs.
Yep.
Right. And so if you look at it, it's very similar. He's going to have a protection breakdown on the right side, and he just steps up and takes the hole through the middle. And that run on third down actually set up one of their touchdown drives.
He had the dig.
What was that?
He had the dig.
Yes. So the last thing I have to show, an example of where he actually has really good arm strength. This throw, he's backing up, fading away to his left, and all the way on the other side to Dobbs. Now Dobbs was open, but
look at you! You got a little slow motion action with it too. Look at you, man! If I would have known you were going to pull tape on Jordan Love, I would have pulled tape on my boy Tyson Bagent, baby. Tyson Bagent, man, dude.
But with all of that being said, here's what I have to say to Packers fans. There are some goods and there are some bads. But let's be clear about this. The people ranting about Jordan Love on Twitter, you don't work for an NFL franchise. So at the end of the day, I'm going to trust their talent evaluation before I ever trust yours. Now, we can sit here and we can point out some things because we have the All-22. We have an NFL veteran DB waiting for us. But
ooh, I like that.
But I need y'all to wait. I need y'all to get your crap together.
That's pretty good.
And just shut up for a minute and let the kid learn. I understand he's been learning for years under Rodgers, but there is still a difference between practicing and watching a four-time MVP play and actually playing yourself. So let's, in the words of the great Aaron Rodgers,
you played
relax. But yeah, I don't know if you really want to talk about Bagent before we.
No, I do. So it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick. I don't have much to say about this. I just want to have this talk with Chicago Bears fans. So Connor, if you can, please indulge me with some comforting slow jam music in the background while I speak to the fans of the amazing Chicago Bears, the beloved. So saying that, I'm waiting for music, Connor. Wait for music. Give me that music, dog. Oh, I didn't even know we had this. All right. We can go with this. We can go with a little beat. Okay. All right. That being said, guys, ladies and gentlemen of the Chicago Bears Nation, fans everywhere of the beloved, enjoy what Tyson Bagent is doing. He is a D2 quarterback that went undrafted, busted his tail in the Senior Bowl, and did exceptionally well with the game plan that was given to him by Luke Getsy this past week. I don't want to hear Fields fans freak. I'm a Justin Fields fan, so I'm going to preface it with that. I do not want to hear Justin Fields advocates continuously yelling at people that are supporting Tyson Bagent for what he did. Because I'm sorry, Tyson Bagent looked pretty damn good doing what he did, given the fact that he had to go in for Justin Fields randomly when he got hurt, and then had his first full week of preparation leading up to the start against the Raiders. All he did was throw out routes. All he did was throw short stuff. He had one intermediate throw that I can recall. However, we should appreciate what he's doing. He's doing what a backup quarterback should do. Your number one went out. Your number two should be able to take over and be able to, help the team still and perform at an adequate level to make sure that you are competitive with the respective team you're going against. So saying that, I am tired of seeing Twitter getting pissed off at me for saying some of the things that I are supporting Tyson Bagent in a way that is, hey, this is a guy that is finding his way in the NFL. He's doing a very good damn job of it, mind you. And he's got his teammates supporting him. He got a game ball last week. Let the guy play. He's doing well. Let's see what he does this week against this Chargers defense. The Chargers are kind of down. Not if he's able to go throw for throw with Herbert, awesome. And then guess what? Justin Fields is going to come back so that way they can continue their evaluation of Justin Fields to see if they want to select a quarterback next year. Okay, so let's relax. He's an adequate second-string quarterback that's making sure his team is still being competitive with the team he's respectively going against. And that is it. Go Bears. All right, that wasn't bad.
I like that. That was nice. That was
right?
That was well thought out. That was put together.
Yeah, every once in a while. You're right. That's great. That's great.
But Bruce, what's even greater than a well thought out rant by Coach Bruce?
I do. Car insurance.
Some good car insurance.
Here's to the grown-ups. Your car is now your office, stage, nursery. Sorry. Erie Insurance offers products that lots of other companies don't. That's a big deal. And it's a good deal, too. And with Erie, you get your own independent agent, not a giant corporate call center or some online robot. You meet with a real person, like this.
Your local Erie agent is Building Block Insurance Group. Get a quote today at 704-464-4544.
Erie Insurance.
And when you call Jeff Wertzapny at Erie Insurance at 704-464-4544, or if you decide to email him, I don't remember that one, make sure you let him know that Third Down Thursday sent you, and let him know that Nate Ness is a better player at Call of Duty than he is.
And speaking of Nate Ness, the 5-year NFL veteran, the host of The Breakdown, X's and O's with Nate Ness.
Let's go.
NFL defensive back, and our good friend. How you doing, sir?
Hi, fellas. Y'all was going at it a little bit, it seems.
Oh, yeah. Nate.
The tail end of it, but it looked a little tense. And got a little
Never. We don't get intense, and we don't get intense with this.
I mean,
hey,
well,
I'm not.
Well, I do appreciate, but no, I do appreciate for the young quarterback. I understand is that this as it may seem, it's not easy as it's not. It is.
Agree.
You know what? It's kind of what this is not. This is really a you're going to need those training wheels on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Those training wheels on, and until you really are in a space and we can trust that you're going to ride and not crash.
Yep.
The handling of Jordan Love, again, they're doing their due diligence. You're in the fire and they expect everything to be great. They're back some of the greatest quarterbacks in the world. This is called the learning process. This is how you're going to gain the experience. You won't gain the experience. It's going to take seasons. It's going to take for you to go out there and play. You're going to have to screen those mistakes and grow. So, yeah.
Agree. I love it. And so that what was kind of annoying me is hearing some of the, obviously since I'm in the Chicagoland area, I hear predominantly Chicago sports talk radio, and just hearing some of the hate that a lot of the fans were throwing at Tyson Bagent is, come on, man. You're a Bears fan. Give the guy is doing exactly what he should do. Again, he's performing adequately as a rookie quarterback that hasn't gone against guys ever like this.
I mean, he's like you said, he's not out there, trying to play rogue, trying to scheme. He's doing a play call, going through his play call, his progressions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to respect the nuances of the position. That's a position that's very, very hard. Extremely hard. And again, I think it's to cast a stone at someone when you don't have to do it.
Hey Nate, real quick. I apologize for interrupting you. You're cutting in and out, so if you could leave it and then come back in for us, so that way we can get a stronger connection with you. All right, my guy. I appreciate it. Appreciate your understanding. But no, I love exactly what he was saying, though. He was exactly right. He's running, what I already said, he's running the plays, but his progression was phenomenal. The way he was going through each of his progressions as a guy, again, a D2 quarterback coming into the NFL, making his first start. I'm sorry, but I thought that was amazing.
Bruce, you can tell the difference between Bagent and some guys who, flash more talent but didn't start as many games. Mm-hmm. Because that's one of the things teams are starting to look for is not necessarily where somebody played, but did they how many games did they actually start at their
Right.
respective program?
Right. And now, real quick, before we bring Nate back in, there was a ridiculous stat that I heard. How many? Okay, so you remember the quarterback Rick Meyer that got the Chicago Bears? It was years ago. It was probably before you were born. The Chicago Bears ended up trading their draft pick, like first or second round draft pick, for Rick Meyer. Rick Meyer, guess how many touchdown passes Rick Meyer threw for the Chicago Bears?
How many?
Zero. Now you got a D2 guy that's throwing for at least one. Let's go. All right. Hey, we got Nate back on. Nate, I'm sorry about that. Just want to make sure that you're clear and we can hear you. Let's go. We got the start. We got
Y'all good? We good?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
now.
you sound so much better.
So much better.
Okay, great.
There we go. All right. So Nate, the first thing I want to talk to you about specifically is there is a defense that we actually talked about a little bit earlier in the show. The Philadelphia Eagles. So
yes,
there are two things I really like about that defense. Their defensive line is incredible. And the first thing I want you to speak about before we even get into specifics is, as an NFL DB, what does a good defensive line do for you?
Oh, it does a lot. I mean, quarterbacks don't have time to pass the ball. They're getting pressure, which will force them to throw air throws and whatnot. That means the coverage is shorter, keeping you fresh. It means you can jump on passes and whatnot, tip balls and so forth. You can play a little bit more aggressive coverage and so forth. That is one of the most valuable assets to have, is a great defensive line.
And so I'm going to show you, it's just one play, but I actually have two plays on the Eagles defensive line specifically. So this first one, I actually saw on my Twitter feed specifically because Bruce's good friend Chase Claypool supposedly blows a run block assignment on this play. But I'm curious, Nate.
He never misses a block. Come on.
On the right side here is where you're going to see it. He's supposed to double team Hassan Reddick, who ends up making the tackle. And I'll be honest, I don't know if there's a way other than me clicking it a bunch of times to make it repeat. But Nate, I'm curious if anything, what you see on this play, and just if you can talk a little bit about that Eagles D line.
Well, you know what? In that particular play, you're going to ask a receiver to double team a defensive end. And again, there's a tight end trying to block him. And again, there's a common rule that a tight end should not be able to block a defensive end by any way, shape, or form. That Eagles defensive line, you just look at that front. You look at that front right there. You look at it. They're getting pressure automatically. Jordan Davis if you can see, he got in the backfield. He went right through. He's a great swing move. There's the person that really that screwed up the play right then and there. He messed up the play by getting all of that pressure just right off the rip. Now, again, you're not going to be able to block that D line, not like that. And that is one of the best rush defenses in all of the NFL.
Yep. And it just got better with
3 yards. Exactly.
So then the other one, and it's a very similar play, is just, this one is, again, Jordan Davis. This man, they let him fall to the Eagles. And I understand the circumstances that were surrounding him going to the Eagles, but holy cow, Nate, this kid, a rookie in the NFL, is doing this to veteran NFL offensive linemen every single week. What is it about the Eagles that they just develop really good defensive linemen?
Not just develop, but you know what? They've drafted over the last 3 years, they've drafted extremely well. You look at Jordan Davis right there at the point of attack, how he long arms extends, and where the center messed up is that the center went up to the second level instead of staying right there. And Jordan Davis was able to just go ahead and move that guard out the way and make the tackle right then and there. You just look at the hands. Just look at his hands. Fires off, gets off the block. Fires off, gets off the block. Just look at his hands on the point of contact.
Gets the body away. He's able to flush it and
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Wow.
That right there. That's amazing right there. You have players in the league that can't even do that.
It's crazy the fact that he's able just to like make it look so easy. I love all 22. Like I love this. Like this is what I'm talking about. I love looking at it. Like I'm getting the juices flowing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like,
oh, I know he is.
You just heard me say flush it like that. Like that was like I've coached football in a long ass time, but it's still there. It's still there. But whew, let me tell you something. If you have a guy that's able to get his hands, boom, like that, throw those hips as fast as he can, and be able to just toss them, if your hand contact is up there before the offensive lineman's, you've already won half that battle, baby.
Yes,
I love it. Sorry.
No. It's the truth. You look at the point of attack and you look how he gets those hands extended. When he gets his hands extended in that manner, he's actually controlling the lineman wherever he goes. He can control the lineman wherever he goes.
Same thing with the DB. You know that if you get hands on the receiver and if you get inside that chest, it's over.
Yes,
it's done.
Oh, it's over with.
So Nate, we were talking about it earlier. I think you were in here already. I'm curious, Connor, loop that the bad throw that Love had. I want to see what Nate sees on this. Since Jordan Love is getting a lot of crap about this throw specifically. Nate, this will loop a couple times from a couple different angles. Just tell me anything you see here. It looks like it's supposed to be pocket moves right. He throws back to his left to Watson.
Yeah, they slide the protection. They actually slide the protection. I want to say, is that going to the strong side or the passing strength? Yeah, they slide the protection. And
I don't like how the receivers. I don't like the receivers going. They're running. It looks like a post right there from Watson.
It's a deep post because they want to get because they're playing a form of 3 deep. As you can see, the safety coming down, and it looks like they're doubling the X receiver on the backside. Yeah, it looks like they're doubling him on the backside. And that's Watson, right? That's Christian Watson running. Yeah. He's going to run that deep post over, however you want to classify it, because they're expecting that to be wide open. Now, if he's able to throw and step into that throw, he's behind the safety. If you guys look, he's actually behind the safety. If he's able to step into that, that's a touchdown, to be honest with you, right there.
Yeah,
and it's a form of a misdirection if you want to be serious, because in most cases when they slide the protection right then and there, you expect a corner route from Watson. You expect the corner route. It's a flood concept. You expect the corner route from the slot and a deep comeback from the Z receiver up top. But that's a little wrinkle right there to throw defenses off right then and there. And you can see it works, but he can't step into it.
I love that. So I have a question. So if we can keep this running, Connor. Sorry about that. So if we can keep this running. So if George, obviously he's getting pressured right there, but if he's able to slide a little bit and put everything back behind it, I mean, do you think is an NFL player or a quarterback making that throw if he's able to slide to where the protection is here? So I know he has to step up because he's getting pressure from the edge, but if he's able to slide, is he making that throw?
It's one quarterback that I know that's in the league that can make that throw.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because what you have to understand is a quarterback throwing the ball, that's not just upper body strength. It takes lower body strength. It's lower body. Patrick Mahomes, on the other hand.
Should he have slid one more, like right here, slid to the right one more time before he
couldn't have did that because the pressure got to him. Okay. As you can see that end coming from, you see that end right there. Was that number 42?
Yeah, 42.
I can tell you who that right then and there. He got up, which makes him step up. Then you see all of those orange jerseys.
Yeah,
nobody's blocking them.
Which, because again, they have a tight end on a defensive end.
Exactly, and the rule of thumb is a defensive end is not supposed to ever get blocked by a tight end.
Who was it trying to help though? Like someone tried. Was that the guard? I didn't see who was at the guard.
No, so it was supposed to be.
Was it the tackle?
It's Zach Tom, the tackle. It was supposed to be a double team, but 42 got around Musgrave fast.
He knew that count. He jumped it.
And he's in that wide 9 technique right there. He's in that wide 9. So it's something that they seen. It's something that they seen. What quarter is this? What quarter is this play?
This is third quarter.
Third quarter. It's something that they seen and shown in the first half, which told them to bounce that DN out to that wide 9 to spread it out a little bit wider. It was something that they did, which is why they also doing that wrinkle. Instead of doing that corner route, we're going to go ahead and hit that post, that deep post over right then and there from the slot.
That's fantastic.
I love it. I love
Nate,
it. See,
this is
the reason why we got you
for
Nate.
me and Bruce.
I'm digging this like big time. You have no clue.
I'm gonna have to get even more clips next week. This is fantastic.
See now I'm gonna have to do my homework next week and bring some stuff so that way we're not just looking at Packers shit.
Well, no, I wanted that one specifically because I had my message to Packers fans, and I knew that with the complexity, because I also thought that he had Watson for a touchdown. Everybody's saying I was being told by Packers fans that was a bad play call. I thought it was a good play call. They just had their
no, they just didn't execute. That's
yeah.
You know, that's all it was, is that they didn't execute the play call. It was actually really, really good. I mean, again, they're playing a form of 3 deep, and when you see that concept of them sprinting over, you're thinking flood concept. That means we're going to rotate the coverage, and we're going to push the coverage over. We're going to push coverage over again. Everybody's going to that side, that strong side sideline. Booyah! Again, we're going to do it. But that wrinkle to running that post, that deep over, again, if he's able to step up, put a little air under that, put a little air on that ball, and really throw it. I mean, that's a pylon route right there, to be honest with you. Like, he's going to throw that to that corner pylon of the end zone right then and there. And that's 9 times out of 10, that's a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, it makes me feel a little better as a Packers fan that they've got good ideas going. It's just, it really is, Nate, just they're young, right? Like, I don't know how much Packers you've watched, but that's what that's at least what
I mean, but I mean, again, that's the nature of the game. I mean, you have a young team, a young quarterback. Let's look at it. The last 3 quarterbacks for the Green Bay Packers organization, let's go ahead and throw them out there. Favre, Rodgers, now Love.
Right. Hall of Fame.
All of those quarterbacks, again, they had their first year starting. I think you elaborated, or you elaborated to the fact that Aaron Rodgers was 6-10 his first year.
Yep.
Now, we're not trying to say that he's going to be an Aaron Rodgers or whatnot. No, his name is Jordan Love. His name is Jordan Love. He has his own story and his own path to forge and create. But one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, his first year as a full-time starter, he didn't go out there and go lights out. He had to grow. No. He had to learn the game and learn the concepts of the game.
Brett Favre's first year as a starter was atrocious. His first pass was to himself because he couldn't even complete a pass. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, both of those guys had really bad starts to their years, but we'll move on. We got a couple more minutes. I don't want to talk about the Packers too much.
I know you're eating up the Packers.
I'm sorry.
Now I get it.
Sorry.
I understand it.
I had never talked to Nate about Jordan Love. I got it out my system. Now we'll be okay.
It's all good.
Nate,
next week we're going to talk about Justin Fields or something.
Please do.
That's
no, I'm actually curious what Nate has to say about that. So grab you some Justin Fields.
I love Justin.
Ooh,
I love Justin.
Dude, I'm going to say something right now. If they can get an offensive line around him,
there you go.
There you go.
A consistent
offensive line around him.
A consistent offensive line, and a coach that actually can, as an offensive and defensive coordinator, you have to put your players in the best position. You have to use their strengths, and whatnot, and good at play calling. You have to acknowledge what they're good at, and you got to utilize it. And that's what he needs. He needs a solid, he needs a better and stronger foundation.
I could have said it better myself. I'm gonna say that right now, and I'm not gonna make you say something that you're like, what I'm saying, but I'm sure it's all gonna say it. I don't like the way. So I think Luke Getsy had an awesome game plan for Tyson Bagent against the Raiders. I'm curious to see, now that there's film for this young man, how Luke Getsy is going to be able to adjust to what the Chargers are going to do for him. That being said, I think the one advantage that Bagent has, and please, Nate, yell at me, correct me if I'm wrong on this. The one thing that I do like in my opinion, that I've seen that Bagent does better currently than Justin Fields is he's able to make those quick throws better than Tyson Bagent is better at making those quick throws than Justin Fields.
Yes, I give him that. Yes, I hands down. He He can make the better, quicker throws, and he's going through his progressions and whatnot. He's going through his progressions a little bit better. It's a better game planning and game calling for him. For
Correct.
him.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. So I actually liked our previous guest Evan. I don't know if you saw him, Evan Gates. He's a Detroit Lions fan. He plays in the San Francisco Giants organization. However, he made a comment saying that I'd be okay with the Bears selecting Marvin Harrison Jr. with their one of their top picks, whether that be from Carolina or their own.
Ooh.
And then keeping Fields, and then I personally would trade down and fleece whatever you can for that next pick, so that way you can solidify your offensive line and or defensive line.
I actually like that. I mean, I actually like that. I mean, depending on where they pick at, because where do you think they're going to pick in the draft?
One, because they're going to have the Panthers.
Yeah.
Pick. Or I mean, it's going to be the Panthers or Cardinals. So either the Bears.
Okay.
And in my opinion, I think the Cardinals are going to end up going for a quarterback.
I in all honesty, I would take Marvin Harrison and I would trade that pick. I would trade the next pick. You got to get some draft capital and so forth. But the main thing is you got to shore up that offensive line. You can't draft a quarterback and expect him to progress if he does not have protection. That is very, very contradicting. That's very contradicting. You can't make this guy the face of your franchise, and by year 3, people are going to be calling for him to be released because again he's not performing. Well, let me tell you something why he's not performing. Number one, he doesn't have the pieces to the puzzle around him. You need a solid offensive line for protection. You need other skill position receivers, running backs and whatnot, because a quarterback by itself does not win a game. I'm sorry. There's 11 men on offense, there's 11 men on defense, and there's 11 men that show up on special teams that win collectively as a team.
Oh,
Preach
no.
it, Nate.
I know what
Preach
MJ's about to
Preach
say.
it.
Right
No,
now.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
What, MJ? What you going to say?
Nothing. I'm not going to say it. What I am going to say is I'm going to bring Kenny in for this.
Yeah. What up, Kenny?
We're about to start Kenny's first ever segment, but with all 4 of us together, I want to real quick go over my personal game of the week, which is Jaguars versus Steelers. Really good offense versus really good defense.
We're going game of the week.
I know everybody here is going to like that. Bruce and I will do our full picks later, but let's go through. We're going to start with you, Nate. Give me your prediction. What we normally do is who wins and who covers the betting spread. Betting spread is Jacksonville by 2.5. And this is in Pittsburgh, to be clear. What you got? What you got?
What's the weather?
What is the weather?
Weather.
I have 48 degrees and partially cloudy
at
Acrisure Stadium.
Hey, I'm gonna call him out on this. You know what? What's the weather question is? That's what
he's trying to figure out.
Doing research real quick.
No, you know what? Okay, I really like the way that Jacksonville is playing. They are running the ball with Travis Etienne. Trevor Lawrence is looking great. I love the connection between Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley. That right there, it is really looking great. Jacksonville in itself, their defense is playing really, really good football and so forth. I feel that they can, create some pressure and some matchup issues defensively and offensively. We're not going to discredit the Steelers though. George Pickens, he's a problem.
Yup.
He is a problem.
He is a beast.
He is a menace.
He's good.
And again, I've been a fan of these 2 guys since back when they were in college at the University of Alabama and at Wisconsin. TJ Watt, you know what?
Oh, don't even get me started.
Game record. Record.
Freak of nature.
All the Watts.
Freak of nature.
All the Watts were game records.
This is going to be a hell of a chess match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to go in and roll with Jacksonville.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm going Steelers. I'm not gonna.
Bruce.
It's Steelers at home. Mike Tomlin. I like what the Steelers have been doing.
Renegade.
No, I like Mike Tomlin. I like the defense that the Steelers have been playing. And I actually think they've gotten better. They're continuing to improve this year. That's what they're doing. That's what Mike Tomlin does. Like, they didn't look very good in the beginning, and now that he's progressed, and again, coaching's coaching. So I'm gonna say Steelers, and the Steelers are only a 2.5-point underdog in this game, and it's in their home. So
That's fair.
I'm saying, like, Vegas doesn't lie, so I'm gonna go Steelers.
You said
Kenny,
Vegas
what you
doesn't
got?
lie?
I said Vegas does not lie.
Oh boy.
Vegas don't tell the truth either.
Hey, well,
That's true.
I've given them enough of my money to agree with you on that for sure.
Oh my gosh. All right, Kenny, what you got?
I got to take the Steelers. I think the media's been disrespecting TJ Watt this week. I think he's going to come out and have a huge game. And I really think he's going to be the difference maker. I think the Steelers not only will take care of it, I think they're going to humiliate the Jaguars this week.
Whoa! Humiliate!
Those
I stand by it
right there.
All right, I'm going to say this.
I might be a closet Steelers fan, though, just so you guys know.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
Okay.
so I'm going to say this real quick. MJ, I'm going to say this real quick. Since I don't know who you're going to pick right now, MJ, but since Kenny and I are picking the Steelers, and if Nate gets this, I'm going to send Nate a free Third Down Thursdays hoodie on my dime. That's right.
That's fair. Yeah.
I'm a gritty.
You get a gritty? All right, go ahead.
I can do this because I already have a Third Down Thursdays hoodie. I'm also picking the Jags.
I got you, Connor.
I think the
Sorry.
The Steelers are an incredibly good football team, and I think this will be a very close game. That's why I have it as my game of the week. But Kenny Pickett cannot keep up with Trevor Lawrence and that offense. Like, I don't care how much home wrecking TJ Watt does in this game. It does not matter. The Jaguars are the better football team. They're 3-0 on the road this year. I have to give this to them. I think it will be close. I think that's a really good spread because I think it will be just a couple-point game. But I cannot, in good faith, pick Kenny Pickett over Trevor Lawrence in the year of our Lord 2023. I cannot. But Nate, thank you so much for your first appearance on the flagship Third Down Thursdays. We're excited to do this.
My guy.
Yes,
hey, real quick.
We're excited to do this every week. Thank you so much.
Watch Nate and Connor on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Have some fun with those guys. It's some good stuff.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Nate, we will see you later. Everybody, check out their show Tuesdays at 7.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Nate.
And for the first edition of what is it, Bruce? The Coach's
Corner
with Coach Kenny.
Coach Kenny.
Kenny, I'm going to say it again. We give you a shout out at the beginning of the show. New Chief Director of Operations for TDT Media. We just want to thank you so much for everything you've been doing. And I know this is your first live appearance. I want to say you look good. You look good.
The beard looks phenomenal. Got a little Viking type thing going, you know.
That's what I'm going for. I'm going for the Viking type thing. And it's honestly, it's a pleasure to be here. It's been a great experience so far. I really appreciate it. It's a humbling experience. I really appreciate everything you guys have been able to provide me in terms of opportunities. So I'm really excited for this.
Yes, sir. Kenny, get it going. Well, I know you got some college games for us. I will wholeheartedly admit it. I am not as well versed in the college game. Okay. So Kenny is going to be here every week. Kenny is a good educator. He's going to educate us on the college game and get Bruce and I up to speed. So when it comes draft time, Bruce and I are less of idiots than we normally are. Go.
Well,
I mean, I'm an average educator. That's why I'm trying this out. So, all right. So my first game I got is Oregon going up to Utah.
Okay.
It's their last regular season matchup before both teams depart the Pac-12. They've basically destroyed that conference, torn it to pieces. Oregon's moving to the Big Ten. Utah's heading to the Big 12. Oregon ends up being a 7-point favorite in this one. And there is a 49-point over-under. I think with Bo Nix at quarterback, I'm a believer in Bo Nix. I think he really should be at near the front of the Heisman race. And their offense is just too explosive. Utah's been hurting there without their star quarterback, Cam Rising. So I have to take Oregon in this one. I think they went out 38-6 in almost a blowout.
Wow. Yeah. You're going okay, you're snapping. Let me all right, so real quick, I'm gonna pull I enjoy betting on college football. So that being said,
Bruce is going to be typing down notes here, getting advice for the parlay this weekend.
Oh no! Are you kidding me? Hey, I got my father-in-law in town, so I can't go crazy. But all right, so we're
when we're at dinner. When we're at dinner,
ooh, that's gonna be bad.
When we're at dinner, who plays while we're at dinner, Kenny? Who plays that night?
Ohio State and Wisconsin.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay. It's fine. We'll be watching it together. I'm gonna talk so much crap.
Oh my god, this is gonna be
I'm gonna
great.
talk so much crap.
Oh,
I don't even know a single player on Wisconsin. I'm gonna talk so much crap. Okay.
All right, nobody does.
Got him. All right, hold on. This Oregon game. All right, here we go. All right, what did you say the score would be?
I got 38-6.
So you want to? You're not only saying Oregon minus 6.5, but you're also saying the under in the game.
I will say the under in the game.
Okay.
But I will definitely take Oregon easily covering this.
Whatever spread they're at.
Spread 6.5 only.
Okay.
You know what?
My notes had 7 this morning, so maybe I'm missing something. But
the bettors are coming in on right now. We're coming in on.
So do you really think Utah's? I mean, they're ranked 13th. They just beat USC. No,
USC defense sucks,
and that's why I think Oregon's defense continues to improve week after week. They are very suspect, as Oregon typically is, but I think that Utah without Cam Rising, and I know they've been able to do a lot without him. I just think at some point they're going to start to erode and fade away.
Okay, I love that. That's fair. All right, what else you got for us, Kenny?
All right, in the next matchup, I've got the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, which is a mouthful. Georgia plays Florida in a neutral site. Georgia, the number one ranked team in the country. Sorry.
Okay.
We
can't.
Gosh.
I'm sorry, Kenny. I'm sorry. I can't let this go without saying this. The world's largest cocktail party, and then you proceed to say that is a mouthful.
Almost as if I planned it, right?
I loved it. And then the fact that we had Connor with the perfect sound effect going on.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, this is gold. This is gold. Continue, sir. Sorry.
All right, so Georgia's obviously ranked number 1. They're the defending national champions. They're 7-0. They seem to be wrecking through everybody, but they're without Brock Bowers this week, who's their number 1 tight end, probably the best tight end in the entire country. And they're favored by 14.5 points. Again, this is when I took my notes this morning. And the over-under being 47.5 points. I'm going to take Georgia, but it's going to be a lot closer. I think Georgia wins 31-20.
Really?
It's going to be based on the fact, only because it's a neutral site. If it's in Athens, if it's at Georgia's home stadium, all day long, Georgia's going to demolish them. But since it's on that neutral site, and Florida's been able to come in and show up against a lot of teams this year, especially against Tennessee, I think really it's going to be a little bit closer than everybody thinks it will be.
Okay. Interesting.
Why are they playing in a neutral site, Kenny?
It's always played at a neutral site for as long as they've labeled it the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. It's always, and as far as I know, from what I've looked into, it's always in Jacksonville.
Okay.
I'm guessing kind of in between the two universities. But yeah, it's always a showdown. It always ends up being a real heated rivalry. It's probably one of Florida's biggest rivalries, especially outside of the state of Florida.
Wow. Man, so right now it's 14.5.
Right. Okay. So that's what I had this morning.
So what I hear is we're going to this game next year.
Oh, I would love.
I recommend going to all the rivalry games.
If we can get if we get creds for this, I am down. Saying that though,
so much fun.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'd have way too many cocktails.
Anyway, Kenny, game number 3.
Game number 3. I got BYU at Texas. Texas is favored by 18 points.
18 and a half.
Okay, 18 and a half now. The over-under is at 50, but Texas is without their star quarterback, Quinn Ewers. And I really think it's time to let Archie Manning sling the rock.
Oh, let's go!
Because he's a freshman and he has an opportunity. And if you don't give it to him, he's going to be playing at LSU next year.
Oh! Mackenzie would love that.
I really think that he's headed to the transfer portal if he doesn't start getting his reps at Texas. I heard today that he's actually splitting time at practice right now with their current quarterback, which I can't remember his name, but it really doesn't
Malik
matter
Murphy.
It should be Arch Manning. He should be the starting quarterback. And I think if he had a little bit more time in spring practice, I think he would probably already be the starter.
Wow.
So even though Steve Sarkisian is saying Malik Murphy is a gifted natural passer, you still give it to Manning?
100%.
The true freshman.
I think Arch Manning has the potential to be a generational talent at quarterback.
Guys, so the Chicago Bears are going to be tanking until 2028?
2027?
2027, yeah.
And then they can officially ruin his career next. Yeah.
And then we can continue down this amazing trail that we've been on.
It's a great cycle the Bears do.
Appreciate
it.
God. Anyway, next game, Kenny.
All right.
I love that prediction, by the way, about Archie Manning to LSU next year. That's crazy.
Seriously, if he doesn't get those reps, I think Arch is for sure going to the transfer portal, and my guess puts him at LSU.
Wow.
All right, so game 4 is Duke at Louisville. Or Louisville.
I love this. Yeah, this is a good matchup.
I'm impressed by Duke every single time I see them. I know they were in a really tough matchup against Florida State last week. I think that both teams are actually right on the verge of becoming something very special. So the ACC is actually, I think, really starting to improve. Louisville is favored by 4.5 points, and the over-under is at 46.5 the last time I had it.
Yep, everything's the same.
But even with Duke on the road, even after they suffered a loss last week, I still would predict that Duke is going to win in a very close matchup. I got them at 24-20 over Louisville.
So what? Who is Duke's quarterback again? I can't remember his name.
I had that in my other notes.
So the only reason why I'm asking is the last time I watched a Duke football game, which was actually recent.
Riley Leonard, yeah.
Right, that's it. So I really liked what I saw from him. And I could see him being a sneaky quarterback that suddenly is, runs up the charts coming in April, March, April timeframe.
Like a Will Levis.
Yep, I could totally see him being one of those guys.
Definitely, I really think he's got some real talent, and Duke is finally starting to put things together, especially with that offensive line, especially with their receiving core. I think he's going to impress a lot of people, especially when it comes time for the NFL draft.
Is he going to go to the draft this year, Kenny?
I thought he was, but he may still be eligible for one more year.
This is only his 3rd year.
Yeah, but I think it depends on how the rest of the season goes. I think if they continue to improve, and I think if he continues to show his talent, he's definitely going to the draft. If he has any sort of setback, if I were him, I would actually stay back at Duke one more season, just to kind of make sure that I had enough tape for the scouts.
So you know what the variable in all of this is, though, you guys, is the NIL deals. He does not have to go anywhere. Say Caleb Williams and May end up going first, second quarterback wise in this upcoming NFL draft. Okay, Leonard doesn't have to go anywhere because he's like, you know what? I feel like in the 2024 NFL draft or 2025 NFL draft, I'll be the first pick. I'll be the first quarterback picked. All right. So I might wait because I'm sitting back here on my NIL deal from Wendy's out here in I don't know, wherever Southern. Yeah, right, exactly. So he's able to pull that while Caleb Williams ends up going and while Drake May ends up going. So I could totally see that thought of him being like, you know what, I'll do it one more year, especially since Duke's been improving. I like that. And I do like I said, I like what I see from him. But again, this is where the NIL stuff has put a little wrench into some of the plans for a lot of NFL and a lot of NFL executives and teams, along with the players potentially going to the NFL.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's treating it like not even a minor league system anymore. It's just a legit system that they have now, and it gives them a ton of options.
Correct.
Kenny, last game for us.
All right, so I've got Indiana heading to Happy Valley to play against Penn State, and this is Penn State is favored by 32 points. Indiana is just in shambles right now. I don't even think if they're not sure how to actually play football anymore. The over-under's at 46 points. I've got Penn State winning 38-10 in basically a recovery game for Penn State. They need to get that confidence back after the semi-close game against Ohio State last week.
Agree. I have nothing to say to that other than I 100% agree with what happened last week. Penn State needs a rebound game here, so I got Penn State winning this game.
And I think that they're going to let Aller, their quarterback, throw it a little bit more because he's got to get some more accuracy, especially with the mid to deep ball. And this is the perfect team to start building that confidence. Doing that against Ohio State secondary was the wrong decision for Franklin.
So, hey, real quick, Kenny, if you don't mind me, before MJ, do you have a comment about that game? Sorry.
No, I do not. You're good.
So before we, Kenny, before we say adios and say thank you to you, what are your thoughts on the Iowa Minnesota game this past week with the fair catch? That in my opinion, I watched that game live. I'm one of those weirdos that was watching that game instead of like. So I was watching that game live and I saw what happened and transpired. I tweeted about it even, and I can't tell you how annoyed and pissed off I was. And I saw fans in the Iowa stands throwing bottles or water bottles down onto the field and like upset at the referees or whatever. What do you like? My thoughts is that was not a fair catch. That was him telling it, get away, Peter, whatever.
Right, ice.
Yeah, exactly. So what are your thoughts on that?
So I think the refs took the game away from the game. The refs took the game away from Iowa and from Minnesota at that point. Once they allowed themselves to get into that decision, that was a total wrong call on their part. You could have let that play stand, and then maybe, I don't know if that's reviewable or not, you could have taken that to the review booth anyways. And then at the end of the day, he's going across his chest. He's not going above. And my understanding is that it has to be above the shoulder in a clear, defined motion. I didn't see anything close to that. It looked just like you said. It was an ice call. Get away. Right. And you see that all the time. Players are constantly going, get away. Then get away. Because that's part of the game now. Yep. So I think the refs took the game out of the players' hands. And that's the worst part about it. You should let the players play the game and don't let yourself dictate the outcome.
Agree. And that's the reason why there should be an evaluation system done on all levels for NFL, NCAA, and I'm going to say it right now, too, because I'm in the state of Illinois, IHSA officials, because you're all are trash when you make some stupid-ass calls like that.
Yeah, and the IHSA guys take a lot of games out of the kids' hands, and that's embarrassing.
They are terrible, dear Lord. You're not wrong about that. Well, Kenny.
Yes, sir.
First edition of Coach's Corner. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Fantastic job.
I appreciate it.
I already know more about college football than I did 20 minutes ago. So thank you for that, sir. Everybody follow Kenny on Twitter at Kenny.Coach and give Kenny a little shout out on there for all of his contributions. Bruce.
Yes, sir.
It is time
for
our NFL picks.
Cool. I'm down. I got
NFL picks.
Hey, so you know what's kind of funny, by the way, real quick?
Yes, sir.
I like to indulge every once in a while during our shows. And today being our first 2-hour show, you would assume that I would have gone like, a little crazy. Only 2 beers down. Surprisingly.
Look at you.
This is what happens, when you
we're engaged
and when you're engaged, have conversation.
Yeah. All right. Well, we don't have a lot of time, and we have somebody to speak to afterwards. Right now, Bucks-Bills are playing. Bills are up 7 at halftime. I think the Bills are going to comfortably win that game. I'm not too worried about them.
Spread's 11.5.
Agree?
Spread's
11.5.
I got Bills winning. I think
Josh might cover that. Bucks might cover that.
So I'll be honest with you, Josh Allen needed a bounce back game, and this is a game for him to do it. Baker Mayfield, however, is having a fucking awesome year. Damn it, I did it again. But Baker Mayfield's having
That's only 2 though. That's 2 in a 2-hour show.
Right.
I will
right.
say that's very impressive.
Right. Hey, we should have a tally. By the way, we're gonna be like Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I need the board. I'm gonna put the board right here.
It's only 2 times. So, but I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say Josh Allen needed a comeback game.
Yeah.
But Baker Mayfield has he's totally outperformed my expectation of what he was going to be for this Buccaneers team. Saying that though, Josh Allen and the Bills win and they cover.
Rams Cowboys in Dallas. Dallas favored by 6. I think the Rams cover this game. I don't think they win, but I think they're going to cover. I think the Cowboys are frauds. Good old Mississippi State's Dak Prescott needs a little needs a little heart check.
So
he's not playing well this year.
All right, I'm gonna be quick about this. I got my father-in-law who's coming in this weekend, who's a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. Got him an Emmett Smith jersey for his birthday, or for Father's Day. It was one of those two. Long story short, my guy, the Dallas Cowboys were only relevant in 1995 when Emmitt Smith played for that team. They are frauds. The Rams win. Rams cover. Oh,
wow! Vikings Packers in Lambeau. I'm sad. I'm depressed. I don't even know if I'm going to be watching this game. Because I got a wedding to go to.
Ooh, nice. On a Sunday? Cheaper.
Yeah,
cheaper.
the wedding's on Sunday in Indianapolis. I'm gonna go visit the Slippery Noodle.
Oh, are you serious?
I might take Owen.
Let dude know. I can't remember his name. Good guy.
Schmitty. Yeah.
Schmitty. We got to contact them for a live show at Slippery Noodle next year.
A lot earlier. Yeah. I'll be honest. Vikings probably win and cover. It's 1.5 spread.
Vikings have been playing a lot better football. Kirk Cousins looks good again. All right. Yeah. So and is there a chance they're getting Jefferson back? No, he's still out.
He's on IR.
He's still out. All right. God, dude, I don't want to do it to you, man. I'm sorry, but
no, I already did it. Do it to me. Okay.
Can we no sound effect for that one, Connor? Thanks, buddy. All right. Vikings win, Vikings cover.
Falcons Titans in Nashville. Falcons favored by 2.5. I say they win and cover.
Is this the Will Levis game?
Yes, I think so.
Will Levis and the Titans win and cover.
Wow. Okay. I like it. If my thing would load, thank you. Saints Colts. I hate to do it to you, Connor. The line is even. We're at Lucas Oil. Oh, that's gonna suck driving to Indianapolis with that going on.
Oh, I got one. It's not even now. It's on FanDuel. I got Saints -1.
Okay. I don't care what it is. Colts win and cover.
Sorry, Connor.
Connor's giving me a death glare.
Who
they think gonna win? Because it's not the Saints. Go ahead.
Who we got next?
Patriots Dolphins.
Pats Dolphins.
Dolphins win and cover whatever alternate spread you want to give them.
Yeah,
sorry, Jack.
Miami's incredible in Miami. So once again, I'm going to roll with that team. And I'm going to tell you something right now. If the Dolphins do not get any kind of home field advantage in the playoffs, they are screwed over, despite them having ridiculous amounts of offensive firepower.
Yep. Jets Giants battle in the Meadowlands of the teams without a logo. I think the Jets comfortably win this game. I know the Giants have been playing better. Aaron Rodgers is on his way back. Zach Wilson is out dating moms on the bye week. Jets by 1 million.
All right, I got the same. That was great.
No, he was literally seen at like a tropical location with a mom.
I got the Jets by 4 moms.
Heard. We already did Jaguars Steelers. Bruce thinks Steelers. I think Jaguars. Eagles versus the Commodores.
Eagles.
At the terrible field in Landover, Maryland. Eagles favored by 7. Eagles by 20.
Yep.
I don't care.
Agree.
They had a close game when they were in Philly. They're not going to let it happen again.
I don't think Young's a part of that team after the trade deadline, which is approaching quickly.
I agree.
Also, I don't think, and I think the Commodores are going to be searching for a new football head coach and an offensive coordinator at the end of this year.
Well, yeah, because Benamy is going to get a job. Texans, Panthers. battle of the top 2 picks. We all
Texans.
know who's coming out ahead. The Panthers
Texans.
are terrible. The Panthers are terrible. I don't even care what the spread
Oh,
is.
is that Gabe Davis that caught that ball? Oh! Sorry, I have him in fantasy and I benched him.
We got to speed run this. Browns, Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 4. Browns winning cover.
Money coming in on the Browns. I got Browns winning cover too.
Chiefs, Broncos. Chiefs winning cover, whatever the spread is. I don't even care. Ravens, Cardinals. Ravens favored by 9.5. Ravens winning cover.
Ravens win, Cardinals cover.
Ooh, sneaky. Bengals versus 49ers. 49ers favored by 4. Bengals lose and cover.
Wow. No, I'm going 49ers winning cover. Brock Purdy needs to step up his game, though.
He does. He's not playing this week, though. It's Sam Darnold.
Oh, true. Good
Purdy's
call.
in concussion protocol.
I forgot about that.
Bears, Chargers. Chargers are favored
8.5
by 8.5. I think Chargers win and Bears cover. The Chargers will find a way to make it too interesting. Raiders, Lions win and cover. They're favored by 8 on Monday Night Football. The Raiders are doo-doo.
Money's coming in on the Raiders. It's 7.5 now.
Yes, sir. But what isn't doo-doo is our favorite insurance commercial. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Third Down Thursdays. The first 2 hour and exactly 2 hour edition. Look at us go, ladies and gentlemen. Executive producer Connor Davis. I am MJ. That is Bruce. We will see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey, MJ. Who dat?
Who dat? Gonna see you on Saturday, baby.
Let's go.